And she got up and left. Hello, everybody. This is Sister Be Going Places, the travel show that answers your questions and helps you make better decisions on your trips, have more fun, and save money. My name is Tyrone Griffin, and this is my co-host, Vicky Young. How you doing, Vicky?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So we all sound good this week. So hopefully, let me just say that I apologize to anybody. We've been working on the sound issues. We've been trying to get this right. It is not as easy as it sounds when you're 35 miles apart. Right?
Exactly.
So with that, I'm not going to belabor it. Let's get right to it. So this week, we're talking about Disney again because last week, it was such a good time, to be honest. We had a great time last week. We seemed like there was a lot of engagement. So Vicky had the brilliant idea. Let's do a part 2. You got me centered?
Got you centered.
Okay. So we're going to switch roles again. Vicky, you are going to be the one to ask the questions, and I'm going to try to answer them because, I am an expert in all things Disney.
Yes, you are. Because you go like every other week.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
You go every other week. So I figure this is the best time for us to get all of that knowledge from you about all things Disney.
Well, I appreciate it. You know what's funny is wait a minute. Well, I had it on mute all this time. Oh man, I'm sorry. Everybody wasn't listening. Like once you start recording, the dogs start barking. All kinds of stuff happens. So everybody. So anyways, let's get into it. So where we left off was we did a lot of planning. And let me just say this: right after we did the show, as you know, I had to actually start planning my Disney trip.
Yes. So with that being said, you did all your planning. So did you follow a lot of the suggestions and tips that you provided to us?
I did. I did. We're about 90 days out.
Okay.
But I've reserved my rental truck, which I had to get a truck.
Okay.
Got a great deal. Because I picked early. I'm going to have an SUV, like an extended, like an expedition. Okay. And I'm getting for like a little over $400 for the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but here's a tip. And what we've talked about in other shows, you reserve it and make sure you can cancel.
Yes.
So that's the thing. I can cancel this and keep looking for better deals.
Yep.
Like I found a better deal at the airport. Problem is I'm about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from the airport, and I can't pick it up till the day we're leaving. So I got to drive down there, pick it up, drive back home, then pack. And that's kind of a hassle.
Yep.
So, follow that tip. I'm working on my tickets.
Okay.
I'm working on my Disney tickets because I got to get 5 of them.
Okay.
And them suckers are expensive.
Can you
so
share?
I'm working on.
Am I being too personal if I ask if you share with us the cost of what you would pay for a ticket for 5 for the entire week?
Sure. Okay. So my tickets, we're getting a 3-day park hopper.
Okay.
So it means for 3 days we can go into any of the parks. We can go from park to park, here, there, everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. And right now, those tickets, and we're getting Universal tickets as well. 1 day, 2 park tickets. So we can go all through Universal, both of Universal's parks. Okay. And I'm going right now, my best price I'm at with AAA. Trying to get an AARP discount. Yeah, I ain't no shame. But it's about $2,500.
That's for the tickets. For 3 days. Wait. For 3 days for 5 people, it's $2,500.
3 days in Disney World and 1 day in Universal.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead and say it. That's Paris. Go ahead and say it.
Well, is it me? And I know Disney is expensive. It's always been expensive. Mm-hmm. But is it me, or does that seem kind of expensive? Is it cheaper if you just get like individual days versus the? Mm-hmm. Gosh, that is crazy. That is that's a trip to That's a trip to Europe.
Yeah,
Airfare,
yeah,
hotel, and food.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. No, what it is, Disney. If you go one day, just so you go to the gate and buy a ticket to go in that day to one park,
Gotcha.
it's going to run you for an adult about $110
Wow. Okay.
for one
I
day.
gotcha.
But that's one day, one park. So if you go to Magic Kingdom, you come out, you can't go to Hollywood Studios, so you can't go to Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
You go to Magic Kingdom.
Gotcha. I get it.
Yeah, the ones we're getting they come to about $340 for 3 days. But for that extra $40, you get to bounce between parks.
Wow.
So say for example, okay, like get up in the morning. Okay, let's do a day. Get up in the morning. If you follow what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, you found a hotel that gave you free breakfast.
Yes.
So you get up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, round everybody up, go have breakfast. Okay. Then go to the park. You pay your parking, which is about $25 a day. Pay your parking. Go to the ticket transportation center. Boom, go in the park. Now, we talked about the Disney app, the Disney Experience app app for your phone. Once we get our tickets, a couple of days before our trip, we'll go on and put our ticket numbers in the app.
Okay.
And then we'll set up fast passes.
Okay.
Now, fast passes, you can get up to 3, and what that does, it allows you to skip the line.
Awesome.
For three rides.
Okay, what's the cost of that?
That's free.
Okay, that's free. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because their lines
You paid $100.
their lines are extremely long. I mean, you can stand in line
Yeah.
forever. But if it's free and everybody's getting the fast pass, wouldn't that fast pass line be long as well?
No, because the way they do the fast pass line is by time.
Okay.
So you'll get a fast pass, say, for 10 o'clock on this ride, 12 o'clock on that ride,
Gotcha.
and 2 o'clock on another ride.
Okay.
But the cool thing about the app, you can see wait times for all the rides, like in real time.
Okay.
So, and yeah, if you go on like Soarin', some of those rides, the wait time it can be up to 3-4 hours.
I know.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's more than crazy.
Yes.
All right. But the app is pretty cool because you can pick your fast passes, and you can also make reservations for dinner or lunch at some of the restaurants. Now, it's really hard to get reservations at a lot of those restaurants because most people book those restaurants 6 months in advance.
Okay.
But you luck out sometimes. Like I was playing around with it the other night, Sunday night, or no, Wednesday night. I was playing around with it at like 8:30, and I was able to see there was a reservation for one of their restaurants at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, cool. And it kind of guides you. It's like, okay, how many people in your party, and all of that. But most people, to make sure that if they want to go to certain restaurants, they will make their reservations 6 months early,
Gotcha.
or when they first like right now. I would be planning my getting my reservations.
Okay. So
for the different parts.
So have you? So say for instance, you and your family of 5, and you go into we make a reservation. We already talked about Disney is expensive. Can you like get a meal plan to do the dinners if you have reservations for all of the restaurants? Or do you just pay a la carte for each individual that goes in for that reservation for that night?
Well, some of the restaurants are on the meal plan.
Right.
As far as I understand, some of them are. So remember the meal plan we talked about last week, which was like $100, could be up to $100 a day, depending on what plan. Yes. Some of those are covered.
Okay.
Some of them aren't. So, but yeah, to answer your question, yes, some of them are, and the app will tell you, okay, this one is covered, by your meal plan, or you can look it up. But usually you'll pay a la carte.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing about reservations at the restaurants. if you make a reservation and don't show up and don't cancel, where they give you a window when you need to cancel. If you don't cancel, then they will charge your credit card.
But good question. I have a question. So you're not staying on site. You're staying off site, and you're coming in every day and you're park hopping. So you have to still give them a credit card to hold, even if you're not staying on site, and that's kind of weird. But I guess that's their policy.
Well, to make a reservation, you have to give them a credit card. Hey, Shine, one of my old high school friends just said, "What's up, dog? Go backs." Anyway, sorry. But yeah, to make a reservation, and I understand why they do that, because what happens is people will make reservations and then just not show up, and you lock up all the reservations, and then the restaurant can't use that space until they realize you're not there.
Gotcha.
And but yeah, they will. They don't charge you a full meal, but they charge you enough because you have to make reservations per how many people you got. So they will charge you based on the number of people.
Wow.
Yeah, so it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. So anyway, yeah, so you use the app. You get up this in the morning, once you get your tickets, even if your tickets are for next week, once you get your tickets, start making your fast passes. Figure out what the things you want to ride and go ahead and make your fast passes for those tickets, those rides. And it'll give you a time, and you have like a 1 hour window. Like say, for example, your fast pass will say from 10:15 to 11:15.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 1 hour
to get your ride.
Right.
I guess that makes sense. Considering you can skip the line at least up to 3 times, depending.
Mm-hmm.
And that's per park, right? Is that per park or?
No, that's 3. That's just 3.
Okay.
Now, well, but the thing is, if you say, for example, if you say we're going to spend all today in Magic Kingdom,
okay,
you pick 3 particular rides in there that you want to get on and try to get fast passes for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing: the fast passes fill up real quick.
That's what I just thought.
So,
So that's what I thought. Especially if they're free.
Yeah. So they fill up. So you'll get to, what's the ride? Soarin'. Soarin' is one that has a ridiculous wait time sometimes. And now the stuff over in Animal Kingdom, Pandora, the land from what was that movie? Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
The land from there is new. It's about 2 years old, and it's like ridiculous lines. So the wait time for those rides is like 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, I ain't got that kind of time.
So it's all about the experiences. Again, like we mentioned, it's all about the experiences, and pick out exactly what experience you want for that day, and you go for that, because you may or may not get on your ride, especially if you gotta wait hours and it's hot. And okay.
Yeah, so it's part of the experience. There are some, okay, let me say this. I've ridden a lot of stuff at Disney. I've not ridden anything that I'm willing to wait, in line for 5 or 6 hours for. I'm just gonna keep it real. Nice stuff, but no. I've waited 2 hours, but beyond that, no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but people do. Well, here's the thing: if you are somebody who has like an annual pass and you live in Florida, and your annual pass, the annual pass, I think is like $1,000, which sounds like a lot of money until you realize, with the exception of blackout dates, you can go as much as you want.
Okay. So
if you live 20 minutes from the park, go for it. But yeah, but that's why they have the fast pass system, so that they try to gauge the crowd a little better. There are times you'll come up on a fast pass, you come back for your fast pass, and the regular line is short.
Yeah.
So you know what we do? You jump in the regular line, go through, come out, then use your fast pass and go back. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how you do it.
I have a question for you. Okay,
Uh-huh.
If you're someone that don't have kids, but you want to experience Disney at least once in your life, either solo or
Hmm.
with friends, what are those individuals to do as far as, I say, what do they have for the grown and sexy? So you're going to the park. Which park do I stay away from if I don't want to get like overtaken by kids? Not that I have any issues with kids. It's just what what park do I go to in order to just have that adult experience and still enjoy Disney as a grown up?
Well, I would say Animal Kingdom and Epcot are the least child friendly of the four parks.
Okay.
Um, Magic Kingdom, no, everybody wants to see Cinderella's Castle. Um, in Hollywood Studios now has Toy Story Land.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kids.
yeah, it's gonna be every kid in America.
Yes.
You know how you doing laundry and it's like the washer kicks in when you start recording. But anyway, hey Neil, one of my other high school friends is watching. But if you want to do like Epcot, to me has always been more of an adult park, meaning you got the countries, the different countries around the lagoon or the lake, all these houses from the different countries. Kids ain't going to see that stuff that much. Let's be honest. So over there, you get more adults.
Okay.
Because you have these places for all these different countries.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom, it's got some kid stuff, but it's hot over there. It's like a big safari. And kids, I mean, some kids will be into that, but a lot of kids are like, yeah, we cool.
What about water parks? Do they have something like that there?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
They have 2 water parks, and the admission for those, if I'm not mistaken, is about the same price as the regular parks.
Okay.
Process that one a minute. Yeah, about $100 a day. Now, right now, I know I was looking on the app the other night, and right now, one of the water parks is closed for refurbishment.
Wow.
They're nice. Now, one way to save money if you want to do water sports, stay at a hotel that has a pool. You know, that's one way. You just stay at a hotel that's got a pool in it. Luckily, the timeshare that I'm at, I'm not going to give their name because they ain't paying me, but they have a water park on their property that owners can go to for free.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, they have 2 water parks. They're nice. You've been to water parks before. Yes. Can you spend 8 hours in a water park?
No. I can spend 8 hours at the beach, but
but you spend most of that time chilling, laying in the chair, right?
Yes.
You ain't gonna spend $100 to go sit out on the beach for a day.
I mean,
right?
but I'm just trying to think of something that, again, it goes back to the adults, the question for adults. I mean, but if you're park hopping, that could be one of the parks that you can go into just to cool off and take a break from the hustle and bustle of the walking around on the, so that's an option too as well.
Now, one thing because it's in Florida, one thing with the water parks is they fill up to capacity kind of quick sometimes.
Gotcha.
Meaning they get full and they won't let anybody else in.
Wow.
Which happens, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it's 97 degrees in Florida, where everybody going?
To the water
park. Now, we haven't talked about it, but Universal has a new water park. They opened up about 2 years ago. I think it's called Volcano Beach or something, but it's got a huge, seen the commercial, got a huge slide down a volcano. So, Universal parks run about the same price because they have 2 parks. They have Universal Studios, and then they have Islands of Adventure.
Gotcha.
And they are literally walking distance from each other.
Okay.
And back to when we were talking about tickets, the tickets we get are 1-day, 2-park tickets. So we can walk through one park, get on the Harry Potter train, take the train over to the other park, and walk out. So we get to see both parks in one day.
Okay.
Yeah, Universal is nice. It's not, I mean, we can do two parks in one day at Universal. They're nice, but they're not as big and as grand as the Disney parks. So, but they are nice.
Okay.
They're not second tier by any stretch because they got this Harry Potter area, which blows people away.
Okay.
But as far as adults, the cool thing about adults, trying to do adult things, is I think most of the different houses from the different countries have restaurants in them. Now, I can particularly speak for Mexico. It's beautiful. Inside, where the restaurant is, they painted the ceiling so it looks like you're outside at night.
Oh, okay.
And it's beautiful. And I think some of them have a little rides in there, where like a little gondola ride, or a little flume. Not getting wet, but you got a little ride inside the house. So definitely, even things like Cinderella's Castle, if you can get reservations for that, it can be, it's nice. It's not just a bunch of kids.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of restaurants there, not in the parks, but in some of the resorts that are character breakfasts or character restaurants, they call them. Yeah. Because the whole time you're there, there's characters dancing around. If you got little kids, let me tell you, Chef Mickey's, my son grew up going to Chef Mickey's. It's a buffet breakfast. It's expensive. It's about $40 a person for eggs. But yeah, you get the experience.
Wow.
It's nice. It is nice. And I read one tip online where people say instead of going into the park and having to wait in line to see, this character or that character to get a picture with their kid, they'll go to a character breakfast. Kid gets to see all these characters, take pictures with them, all this fun. And then when they go to the park, it's like, yeah, whatever, I've seen them.
Okay.
So that's one way to save time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I have another question, and I'm sorry for interrupting you. So back to the family with the kids. So, and trying to mix adult stuff in with children's stuff. Do they have, because I know some resorts you go to, like just regular resorts, not necessarily Disney, you can pay for babysitting services. Do they have something similar to that where on Disney where the parents can probably go out for dinner and have a service? Because I know there's a resort that a friend of mine goes to, and she likes, but when she takes her daughter to the beach, she's like, I can't really relax, I can't drink anything because my focus is on my child and making sure she's safe and having fun at the beach. But then there are babysitting services that she can get at the different resorts she go to, where they would actually, she's out there on the beach relaxing and maybe having a glass of wine, and they're playing with her child and babysitting her child and watching over her child as she plays in the water or in the pool. So the parent, she actually get a chance to experience some vacation time herself. Do they have stuff like that at Disney? I know these days you have to be careful because you don't want everybody watching their children, but sometimes you need a break.
I'll be honest. I don't know if they have that. I don't think they have it in the parks. They may have it at some of the resorts. Okay. I do know the Gaylord Palms Hotel in Orlando will basically do babysitting for about $10 an hour. Because we used to drop my son off there just to let him go down and play with other kids. Okay. But this is a hotel that's off Disney property, has nothing to do with Disney. It's just in Orlando. It's maybe 10, 15 minutes from the park. It's a big, beautiful hotel. They have, I believe, the Gaylord Palms, they have, I think, alligators in the lobby.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's got live alligators in the lobby. They have, it's beautiful inside. But as far as at Disney, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think they have. The individual resorts might have something like that.
Gotcha.
But I know in the park, no, they have places you can go and chill. Like we were talking last week, you can go out and chill out someplace. Yeah. But I don't think they have. I don't think they have a formal babysitting service in there.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, if you're a day in Disney, if you prepare yourself, that's the thing. Prepare the night before. You get up early. You have breakfast in the hotel. Pack a lunch. Take it in a backpack. Take a cooler in it. Leave it in the car. Pack some water. They will let you bring a cooler into the park. Or you leave it in the car. If you want to park hop, yeah, you get your fast passes, and the fast passes definitely do save a lot of time. And you can get them for different parks at the same time. You know, me and my son will have like a fast pass at one place at, 12 o'clock, and another ride in another park at like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And then a third ride in that park at 5 o'clock. So we're like, okay, so we're gonna go here, then we're gonna leave. And the cool thing is, once you pay for parking in the park, your parking is covered everywhere.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you don't have to go pay your parking again. I think after about 4 or 5 o'clock, they just let you go in for free. They let you go into the parking lot for free, I think. But yeah, that's if you have the park hopper option. If you got the one park one day, you can go in that park as much as you want, but you can't go into any other park on that ticket. Now the crazy thing is, you can get a 4-day ticket that averages about at $90 a day, and an 8-day ticket averages to like 40 a day.
Yeah.
So you have to make the decision on whether, even if you don't need an 8-day ticket, go ahead and get one just to give you some flexibility, because the tickets expire. I think we mentioned that last week. But if you get a 3-day ticket, like our 3-day tickets will expire 5 days, I think, from the first time we use them.
Wow. They make sure you're not holding on to tickets for other people or for other trips.
Well, the trips, yeah, because when you get your ticket, you got to put you got to have it in somebody's name, even the children's tickets. And the gate at Disney, when you go in, you don't just store your ticket and keep moving. You go in and they swipe your ticket. You put your thumb down or a finger onto a thing, and they biometrically link it to your ticket. Yeah, they ain't playing. So I mean, and I have a problem with that, because if I pay for 4 days and I only use 3, like I said, when we first started going, you could come back next year and use that one ticket.
Yeah.
And I think I remember one year we had like 3 or 4 tickets with 1 day each on them. So we didn't have to buy any tickets. But you got my money before, so that's just my personal issue. But anyway, so if you're in the park, you packed your lunch, sandwiches or whatever. Take some time around. If you have the kids, here's the thing. People think that you're going to eat differently. Your eating patterns are going to be different. And as I said last week, if your kid eats twice a day, they're going to eat twice a day at Disney, at least. The downside of the meal plan is that once you pay for it, you got to use it. You got to make sure you get all them points in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard sometimes.
Right.
But if you have a park hopper, around, if you get to the park at 8 or 9, around 1 or 2 o'clock, you say, we're going to go to another park. You can get on the monorail, which is awesome, depending on which parks. The monorail goes to Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Those are the only 2 parks I believe it goes to, and resorts. But what we do is, about 1 or 2 o'clock, we set our fast passes for different parks sometimes.
Gotcha.
1 or 2 o'clock, we'll go get in the car if we want to go get some fast food or something and drive over to the other park. But it gives us a chance to relax for a minute, chill out, get out of the sun, but also eat. Fast food will cost you $5 or $6. In the park, it's going to cost you $10, $15 a person.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So, I mean, so it's, as far as the experience, staying in the park versus out of the park, the only difference is in the park, depending on which resort you stay at, you can walk to a park, or the monorail might come to your hotel. You can catch buses to all the parks, but if you're staying outside, like a friend of mine, she's used city, between city transit and shuttles from the hotel that she stayed at. She was able to go anywhere she wanted to go.
You really don't need to rent a car unless you're planning to go someplace else, or depending on how close you live to you're staying to the resort?
It depends, excuse me, on your lifestyle. If you stay in a hotel that's got a couple little restaurants around and you don't mind hitting those,
Okay,
that's fine.
gotcha.
If you want to go to other restaurants, oh, I just got somebody called in. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Hello, caller. You got a question? Oh, okay. Can you hear? Somebody just called in. Oh man, I hung up on him. Oh shoot.
Get it?
Oh God. We're gonna get this right. We are going to get this right. We are going to get this right. Wait a minute, the caller, I got him on here. I can't still hear him. But anyway, caller, thank you for that. Yeah, we got to get this right. We're gonna figure this out. But anyway, let me close out with this. Like I was saying, depending on where you live or where you are staying, if you want to go to some restaurants, or it might be a call, but not with Uber. You can use Uber.
Yes.
So anyway, we gotta end this because I gotta run to another meeting. But thank you, Vicki. Now, for everybody still on, next time we'll be back to our regular show. We got to figure out this audio, and I'm trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing. Something I can do here, so I'm going to take that on. We got to figure it out. But anyway, Vicki, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is fun.
It is fun. It is fun. It's just got to get this audio right. But it is not as easy as we thought. Man, this is killing me. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But anyway, Vicki, as always, thank you. Now, next show, we will be back to our regular stuff where I'll be asking you all the questions. Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering. Maybe I'll try a Bluetooth speaker or something.
That may help. I don't know, but I know
maybe that's what
my headset works fine, so I'm good.
No, I'm thinking of getting a Bluetooth speaker because I'm recording the audio on something else.
Gotcha.
So maybe I'll try that. But everybody who's called in and give us feedback, thank you so much. So we're gonna go ahead and end this show. But Vicki, thank you for taking this diversion for a couple of weeks so I could espouse my knowledge, as opposed to always picking your brain. But we'll be back to picking in your brain in the next show. Anything you want to say before we head this out?
Well, I'm actually looking forward to a trip to Disney. Thank you for, providing all those details, because I know a lot more about Disney and planning a vacation than I did prior to us, because I was a little intimidated by it. I was like, but now that I know, then I can feel comfortable about planning a trip there. So thank you. Yeah. Very helpful information.
It's and when you decide to go, me, you'll be having a lot of conversation in detail about everything to do.
Yes.
And if we can pull off that show from there, that'll be epic.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We had a couple of people hung around there. Somebody called on Blog Talk and told me that they couldn't hear, and I appreciate that. I hung up on them by mistake, but I appreciate that. But we're gonna get this right. And once we get it right, we're going to redo all these shows.
Hey, Shamar.
I
see a friend, Shamar. I was just saying hi to Shamar.
Oh, okay. Hi, Vicki's friend. It's funny. I spent 5 minutes trying to figure out how to reverse the thing so that everything wasn't backwards on the screen.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Vicki, thank you again as always. Everybody else, have a great week, and we'll catch up with you. I'll give you a call in a few minutes.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. Right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.